host, Daniel Hill. I'm traveling this week, but I'm still going to do an episode diving into what the head of Instagram shared on his recent Ask Me Anything, because he answered a lot of good questions, including why do saves count more than likes in the Instagram algorithm? And does removing inactive followers help you reach more of your active followers? All of those questions and more, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Welcome back. Let's dive into the first question, which has to do with how the Instagram algorithm ranks saves versus likes. The question, why are you putting so much weight on likes? Why not offer other metrics like saves? The head of Instagram explains how the algorithm judges likes versus saves.
Shauna asks why we don't put more weight on saves instead of likes when we rank content. Now, the truth is we actually value both. We look at send rate, share rate, save rate, but we look at likes more because there are a lot more likes. And we need to focus our ranking systems on where we actually have some data to train on. And generally, there's a lot more likes for the average post than there is saves. Doesn't mean that saves don't matter. They do matter. They're actually a great way to get a sense for what people are interested in. So we do value them, but we've got more information on likes. They tend to correlate more with whether or not you wanted to see the piece of content. And so we focus a bit more on likes and saves.
I actually thought that was a very good explanation. Let's go on to the next question. Does removing inactive followers help you reach your active followers? Here's the answer.
It doesn't. You're welcome to remove inactive followers. It will not hurt your ability to reach the people who do follow you.
Okay, so removing your inactive followers is a good idea, but it won't necessarily help you reach more of your active followers. Okay, let's go on to the next question, which has to do with Reels. And if you have ever posted a horizontal video on Reels, you're going to want to pay attention to this. Are horizontal Reels downvoted versus vertical Reels? This is a really important question because sometimes you just have the content and you are posting it on YouTube or somewhere else and it's going to be horizontal instead of vertical.
No, we do not downrank horizontal videos, but they tend to do less well on average because they are just less immersive, they're less engaging, so they get less likes, saves, etc. And so that usually means that they can get less reach. That's not always the case, but that does tend to happen.
Let's go on to the next question, which has to do with what kind of content you should be posting on Instagram. Which does better, polished content or less polished content? I would say that polished content is going to perform better, but there are some people who like that raw behind the scenes look, and that's much more important to them than that finely polished content. Here's Adam's answer.
Answering this one next because it's kind of related. Actually, generally, people love to see less polished content. I think people think of us as a feed of square photos that are hyper saturated and very polished. But the content that is the best on the platform, be it in Reels or photos, is usually the content that feels the most authentic. And so I would actually try and experiment with being a little bit more raw, being a little bit more authentic, and see if it actually helps with your reach.
Let's do a quick question for those of you who live in Europe. The question, are 3-minute Reels ever coming to Europe? Here's Adam's answer.
3-minute Reels should be rolled out everywhere at this point. So if you don't see it, try to make sure you update your app. You can even force close and reopen it, and let me know if it's not working for you. I want to correct myself. I was wrong about the 3 minutes being rolled out globally. They can be consumed globally, but right now 3 minutes as an upload limit is just in the US. We are working out how to quickly follow in the rest of the world. Sorry for the misunderstanding.
Okay, so if you are in the United States, you can create 3-minute clips, but if you are outside of the United States, you can only view 3-minute clips. That seems to be how it works. What's interesting about his answer is, and I personally will say that I do make mistakes on this show, but even the head of Instagram gets confused about what's possible and what's not possible using this app. So if you get confused, don't worry, you're in good company. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into more of the questions and answers, so stick around. Welcome back. The next question has to do with the Instagram Creator Bonus Program, which pays creators for the content they create. The question, when will Instagram expand the Creator Bonus Program? I'm going to let Adam answer it, and then I'm going to give you my take.
The barrier to opening up the bonus program to everybody is that it doesn't make any money. It just loses money. And so for us to figure out a way to scale it up, even to an entire country, it would have to be sustainable. So, which would mean it would have to be maybe not make money, but at least neutral. You'd also want to be able to make the accessibility criteria or the eligibility criteria, I should say, public. You want to make sure that the payments aren't embarrassing. So we've been iterating on both payments for photos and carousels as well as for Reels, trying to get those programs to a sustainable place, but neither are there yet. And so we're not going to scale it up even in the US until we get to those milestones.
Adam really made it sound like Instagram is struggling to pay creators because money is so tight. However, since Instagram is part of Meta, and Meta is a publicly traded company that reveals on its earnings reports exactly how it's doing as a company, we have a lot of information about what's happening inside Meta. The CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, recently said on an earnings call that its net income soared 59% to $62 billion for 2024, and fourth quarter profits jumped 49% to $20 billion. Revenue reached $164 billion in 2024, up 22% from 2023. So the company as a whole is doing absolutely fine. If they wanted to pay creators, they certainly could. Let's go on to some questions and answers about the new video editing app that Instagram is working on to compete with CapCut called Edits. The question, will you be able to make memes using Edits? Here's Adam's answer.
So Edits is definitely for making Reels, so making videos, but you can make meme videos. But if you're just talking about a photo meme editor, no, Edits is not going to be for you.
Let's do another Edits question. What Edits feature are you most excited about? Interestingly, it seems like Instagram is really working on inserting AI into that app as much as they humanly can, and that makes sense. That is totally where the market is going.
This one isn't going to be out in the initial version, but I am most excited about when we can do video editing with AI. So imagine you make a reel, you edit a reel, and then you can ask for any special effect you want on either a clip or the entire reel. So you could change your outfit, match the lighting, change the background, whatever it is that you need, you'd have access to do. That I think is going to come, and it'll be a little while to get the models ready, but I'm very excited about that.
Okay, that is going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening. I'm not sure when I'm going to do another episode because, like I said, I'm traveling this week. But as always, be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things that you need to know.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency. But I got a lot of spam, just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.